Hello my soil fam, this is Kay of Kayreneesgarden, and I am out here in the garden breaking down the setup that I currently have so that I can put another raised bed in this area and get my kale planted. So first I have to move my pots and then move this board, the bricks and all that good stuff. And of course I have to harvest the earthworms that I see under the containers. I can't let those go to waste. So anyway, I'm just breaking this down and then I'm going to get things cleaned up and get ready for the new raised bed. It really is a good time to come out here and get things done. It's probably like 63 degrees or something like that. So not too bad out here. Just trying to get all this stuff going so I can have it all prepared for the spring. So we're going to see how much I get done. I know after I move everything out of the way, then I got to sweep because I have leaves and soil and all the things all over the ground. There are weeds around this gate at the bottom, and so I got to clean that up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sweep this stuff up so I can go ahead and place the raised bed. It's not really level because I have these bricks right here, but I'm still going to drop it anyway. I feel like the raised bed is heavy enough that after a while it's going to settle and it'll straighten itself out over here. So now I'm done getting this all swept up over here. I'm going to go ahead and get my garden bed placed. I'm also going to be using those bug stopper tabs. It's like a little screen that you place at the bottom of your containers, and it helps with drainage. So here's the bug stoppers. So I'm going to cut them in small pieces, just enough to place over the hole. I'm not going to use a whole big screen to go over one tiny hole. So I usually cut them in small pieces and just enough to cover the hole. There's also a drainage cap at the bottom of this raised bed, so if I needed to I could remove that as well to help with drainage. So just cutting these in small pieces now and get these placed. So now I'm done getting the screen all placed. So I started filling up this bed. So I had some old soil. So what I did was sifted all that soil, placed it at the bottom. I had shredded paper, chicken bedding, table scraps. Forgot to get a label off of that banana peel. So I'm going to take that off and then put it back in there. But anyway, you guys, then I'm just going to start layering in the rest of the soil and compost to fill up this bed. Make sure to use your resources that you have around your yard. If you have wood or whatever, use it because it'll assist you with filling up this bed, and it's also going to break down and feed back to your plants over time. So anyway, I started going ahead and placing some of these kale plants in there. So got them all planted, and yeah, they look a little leggy at some point. Once they get settled, I'm going to top them anyway. And so yeah, this is how things are looking right now. You see how nice and sunny and beautiful it is all of a sudden. So yeah, What a beautiful day to get out in the yard and get things done. I planted onions around those. The other bed with the collard trees, I put garlic in that one. So, and just a couple of days later, check out what happens. So the wind out here has been horrific. Do you see all the wind burn at my leaves? You hear that? So the upper leaves up here, don't look at my need for lotion, you guys. But these leaves look nice, but all the ones, the lower leaves, just burned from the wind. So I think I'm just gonna prune everything off of these plants, leave those upper leaves and let it continue. The plants that were a little bit shorter, they didn't get hurt at all, but the taller ones, you see that? A whole mess. Those are drooping just a little bit from the wind, but not too bad. I probably can water those and they'll be okay. But the ones over here, they didn't get bothered at all. So I am happy about that. They didn't get burned too much. Maybe a couple of leaves on there, but not too bad. But these are burn. So the collard trees here that I planted in the other raised bed, they're drooping a little bit from the wind, but no wind burn or anything. They're just drooping a little bit. So I did harvest off all those lower leaves that started turning yellow, like this one here. I'm going to pull that one off or cut it because I don't want to damage the plant. I can't get it off. But other than that, they are doing fine. So the other kale plants, they had no issue over on that side in that blue container. And then the walking stick and the other kale plant over here, they had no issues. I guess they were shielded a little bit, maybe from the netting and the other raised beds and stuff that are kind of around it. So it didn't bother them at all. But these jokers here, whew, they look awful. Anyway, you guys, moving along. So as you can see, the basil is still standing, no issues. The tomatoes over here, they did really good. They look kind of janky anyway. They were just still putting out tomatoes, so I did leave them there so they can continue. My cuttings at the bottom had no issues with the cuttings, the collard tree cuttings, and these stakes held up really well. I'm so glad we got that done. These didn't suffer any damage at all. They're the tallest ones, but I guess they kind of get shielded a little bit, even though it's super windy. They get shielded a little bit by this netting. They're staked up, but they're still kind of like leaning against that netting, so I guess they were protected a little bit also. So they didn't suffer, and these babies over here didn't suffer because of these big trees behind it. So that's a good thing. They're still doing really, really well. You see all the new growth coming in on these plants. So they'll be nice and full by spring, because it was looking kind of bald-headed for a minute. But now they're filling in. So I'm following these kiddos around the yard. The other one injured herself, so she's inside. I'm telling you, that one, I swear, she's like a little daredevil. So she always has some type of injury. Lord have mercy. So anyway, I'm dealing with her, so she's not happy about having to stay in the house because she likes being out in the yard. But hey, things happen. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna get to it and watch these little gals out here. So these have all dried out and they are ready for a harvest. They actually dried out probably a week ago. I just didn't come out here and harvest, just been busy with everything else. So I can go ahead and pull all the seeds out. There's still one little one that's kind of hanging on, hasn't dried out. Oh, it's a few of them. So, and I just have these plants like laying on the soil. So maybe look, low key they getting water because they're actually laying on the soil. So when I water those, they're probably getting a little bit of water. But these are getting ready to get pulled. There's a couple of tomatoes on there that's ripe, and although these are like growing a whole new plant and all that, I think I'm just gonna pull them. Because this whole bed right here needs to be topped off. You see the soil level dropped all the way down. And so I'm gonna top this bed off with some compost, and then I'm just gonna well, I'm not gonna say all, I'm gonna put some ginger in here. And this one is gonna be moved out. This bed is gonna go ahead and be moved out. I still have 3 more beds, so this one will go in here, and it's going to have those kale plants over there on that side. in that container, and the ones in this container here where the yellow flowers are, those are going to go in this bed here. So it's probably going to go in here kind of like, I think all three of those will fit right on the edge here. I just have to move that container and that container on the end, and then all three of these beds will fit right here. So all the kale will be over here, and then the containers over there, the one with the walking stick and that other kale, I'll just move them over to this side. And whatever plants, like this bag here is empty because I already took the kale out of that one. So whatever plants that are still over here, like this this mint right here, that's going to be moved. That's a stevia, and that small one there is a stevia. This one here, I'm just going to empty this out. I'm going to sift all that soil and use it. So this old soil, I'm going to sift it, and then that's what's going to be used at the bottom. I'm just going to add some nutrients, some table scraps to it, put it on the bottom, put some chicken bedding in there, and then just start layering it in, other soil and compost and that kind of stuff. And then I was thinking about cutting some of these branches off these trees, because now since they put that lattice up there, I don't have to worry about the privacy so much, because that lattice is like 18 inches high on top of that gate already, so they can't really see over the gate anyway. And so I'm gonna go ahead and probably cut some of those branches and put them in the bottom of here also. And these are my little potatoes. Look, they are really showing out now, so they are coming up really good. I'm gonna put some water on these today, put some compost tea on there, and I think I have to add a little bit more soil, probably maybe in the next few days when these get a little bit taller. So I did get my strawberries planted, so I had some strawberry crowns, and I put them over here. Oh, there is life, you guys. Remember, I thought it was something going on with this. So there is life. So this is that raspberry container. The other one was doing fine. So this had a lot of new growth, but this one, I was like, what is going on? It just looked dead. But look, there is life now, so I'm happy. So anyway, I had some strawberry crowns that I purchased, and I mean, they started growing quickly. So I popped them in the soil today. So they should be up and moving really quick. So as they grow a little bit more, I'll go ahead and top off that bed a little bit more. But look at all the buds on these blueberries. I am so thrilled, because I think this one, I want to say I've had this pink lemonade blueberry. I'm gonna say this is the second year. So yeah, I mean, it's loaded too, so I'm hoping that I can get some nice big pink lemonade blueberries. They are quite delicious, you guys. Yeah, and the other one is blooming now. It has flowers on it. This one is having some issues, but this is totally my fault, because I should have already trimmed off all these dead branches, so I will be doing that. And yeah, fertilize it and get it back going, because this one actually does really, really well in the spring, so I need to do better with that one. But yeah, everything is doing fine. I came out here to get their run area cleaned up, because it's the late afternoon, and once I take care of them, let them do their running around and all that, they just have to dig a bunch of holes in the yard, y'all. That's the reason I put the wheelbarrow right here, because it's a hole under there, but they just decided they were gonna make another one. But yeah, once I get done with them, then I have to go in there and take care of the other one, soak her foot again, and put some Neosporin on it, and let her rest. And hopefully she'll be back out in this yard in a few days. But anyway, you guys, that is all I got for right now. So try to take care of your plants the best you can in your climate. I know things happen, the wind and, you know, freezes and all that type of stuff. And if I was smart, I would have put a tree cover over this, but I figured with the wind, it probably would have just blew it off and it would have been over in the neighbor's yard somewhere anyway. So I was like, well, it'll be all right. I'll just prune it back, and you know, it'll grow back. It'll be fine. So anyway, you guys, that's all I got. Thank you all for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the garden next time. Bye.